Hi, welcome to MDP Chats. My name is Asim Fayaz and I'm in the MDP program. Today we'll be talking with Associate Professor Tapan Parikh at the iSchool.
I think sometimes it's been easy to lose track of what is development, but I think that part of the reason for that is that it's hard to define development, and it's a definition that itself has evolved significantly over the years and has meant different things at different times, To me, what development really is that people being able to take charge of their own destinies, and that means deciding what their destiny should be, what they want to achieve, how they want to achieve it, and then being given the tools and resources to be able to achieve those things. And for me, technology is just a means to an end. We tend to think about innovation in terms of the outcomes of that innovation, as opposed to the process itself and what it means, And so when I think about innovation, what's really exciting is not the innovation, but the person who is doing that innovation and what the meaning of that ability to innovate is for that person, right? So I was really inspired by one of my mentors in this space was Professor Gupta from IIM Ahmedabad, and what he really works on is grassroots innovation. So he finds all these crazy innovations from all over India, small villages here and there. And some of those ideas are bad, and some of them are weird, and some of them are crazy, and some of them are good, But that's not important, It's not important how good the idea is, or how what the outcome of that idea is. It's this kind of feeling that I am an innovator. I have the potential to innovate. I have the potential to be creative, and I can be recognized for that. And so that creates kind of hope. It creates aspiration. It creates opportunity. And that's the power in the world. The power in the world is when people are hopeful, when people think there's opportunity, when people have the opportunity to be creative. That creates momentum in the world, If you look at any of those things, countries, markets, economies, it's made of people, and the entire power of it is what those people believe and how hopeful they are and how creative they're able to be, right? And so, again, I think, the idea of innovation, thinking about it as what can it achieve, puts, it in the wrong direction, right? What can we achieve if we feel that we are innovative is I think, the right kind of question to ask. If we're talking about why things happen here, and for example, something that comes up a lot, I'm from India and this comes up a lot in India. Why haven't we had the Indian equivalent of Google or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever? So there's, I think one challenge is that there's so much risk capital available here that they can get ahead of the market in some sense. Second, and this I think is changing, but at least up until smartphones, the market here was a step ahead of India. And so, the market here was already adopting things that India would adopt in 3 or 4 years, right? I think, WhatsApp was a significant departure from that because I think that was more broadly adopted internationally before it was adopted here. Yeah. I think the other thing is networks, and this is what Anna or Dean talks about a lot. Even if an idea is not better, just the networks you have access to here can make it better, because you have access to the kinds of, again, capital is one thing, but not only capital. You have this kind of access to the best marketing organizations, the best branding organizations. And so you have access to all of these other ancillary services that create advantages that other companies, not only even from India, but even companies from Europe can't meet those advantages sometimes. So students have lots of great ideas about things they could do to enable better social outcomes, development. But then, what's really a challenge for them is how to make those ideas real. How to get enough support and momentum behind your idea that you can really actualize it in the world. And that requires a number of things. One, it needs first to really kind of refine your idea. Often these ideas come from a specific kind of moment of inspiration or intuition or creativity. But then you need to refine them by, really looking at it from various different perspectives. Not only your own perspective, but then the perspective of potential users, the perspective of potential partners, the perspective of policymakers, and the perspective of potential funders. And so how do we refine an idea, keeping all of those audiences in mind?